friend of mine that I really have a lot of like for. It's a lady, and she sounds like she's like went through the whole. She's got a boyfriend, and she's got 2 sons. One of them was my friend's son. You can look at him and tell that was this guy because he had these blue eyes, and this little boy has his eyes, and it's really a cool thing in a way because this friend of mine, when I met him, he was entertaining the concept of Jesus or God or Christ. He didn't have any sort of previous religious like family shit. He wasn't indoctrinated at all. He was sort of scientific materialist, but he didn't end that way. Come here, kitty cat. What's up, dude? Here's kitty cat. He's freaking awesome. What's up, man? And this girl, I really love. I love her. I love her in my heart in the type of way because, in a way, she's helped me deal with some of my shit. I don't think she necessarily wanted to, per se, in a way. But in a way, she did. Anyway, she did. She actually did. Because I noticed that I liked her and she had a boyfriend, and I thought that it would probably just be a period of time before she didn't have a boyfriend. And I waited the period of time and I watched myself hope for this guy not to be her boyfriend anymore. And then when I realized that he still was, and put myself under the judgment because I didn't think that was the right way to be, and I didn't like seeing that in myself, and I still don't like that. And I had trauma in my life dealing with someone going through something like that, not being able to really deal with their shit and handle it right in my marriage. And a lot of the dumb psychology shit, that's not really dumb, but what we project onto other people or the world and transpose. It's a little bit of both, because I know that you have to be able to dig into yourself to know what's going on, and it takes a little bit of intelligence. But we're not dealing with just our own self. You know, I have to be able to care about my friend and love her and know that she's got little boys and she's trying to be a mom, but she kind of counterbalances my woman that I married and loved, and I have to be able to open the heart flame and then close it, open it, and then let whatever the spiritual intelligence is take back over, because it's not up to me. It wasn't something easy to do, just even being like, okay, well then, since I'm not noble or wise enough not just want this girl anytime I talk to her, then I need to try to leave her alone and not be an asshole. And I did that, and it wasn't very difficult at all. In fact, I got a lot of other areas of more useful work pop up when I was able to like let that valve close itself down. It's like I scooted over and let the strongman God step right in and then put the valve down, and I got back in the spot, and I just scoot over and let strongman back in, and he'll open the valve and release the water to the proper area when I need it, because I was obedient and I did that. And now I know that I don't have the strength to cut that power valve on or off, and it is a multidimensional sort of thing. You know, it's a very animal. It's, when I was reading the Bible, there was judgment and something about the animalistic ruler that would keep coming up. And I read it, I identified with some of the animal in the way that I know that I have the flesh, but I had already gained the spiritual understanding to not fall into the trap and be judged in the same way. And I got a whole nother lesson that opened up a whole nother world of beautiful and amazing things. The weird side effect to that was like, I normally am very aware of my brother's birthday when it comes. In fact, all the other birthdays on this side of the year, I have a real hard time remembering them. If their birthdays like 27s, I call her 27 because I won't reveal her name. I don't want to cause her any problems. And if I just call her 27 and I've already let her know that. And it's a double entendre because it's the blasted tower, but she's not bad luck for me. That's not what it is. And it is a blasted tower, but it's the radical intelligence. That path on the tree of life is called the radical intelligence, and it's the power of the word. And if the power of the word is resisted by the human understanding, the tower falls. It's blasted. But if it goes through it, it's already, that energy is already going through us. It has a lot to do with our words and our thinking and what can be turned into word sounds. What does Ross say in the book? Oh, he says sound. I don't know what he says. He calls it a sound vibration complex, or uses some fucking badass technical term, way more sophisticated than I'm using, calling it a sound or a word. But it has been a thing that I've had to actually come to visualize something, like visualize it, and then let go of the word that I have for it, or I think that it is, or identifies with it. And my dad tells me he had a teacher, they changed schools when he was young, and he wouldn't run track for the gym. The coach wanted him and was pissed off because he could, at the other school, he was winning some awards for jumping the hurdles. I did that too when I was in middle school. I jumped the hurdles. I was good at it. And he hit my dad on the top of his head on his crown chakra. And he said it hurt so bad and made me so bad I was going to kill him. And I stopped him in his conversation so he didn't tell me anymore. And fortunately for me, I did that. But I told him, I said, do you remember when I told you? I said, when you have a word at the tip of your head, it's on the tip of your tongue, like we say that. I'm like, if you just release that and don't get entangled into the, it'll lure you into wanting to know with like an obsessive, like, you have to really let it go. And if you let it go, you can activate your crown chakra. You got like a charge to your crown chakra that you can use and activate, and it plays back and forth. And in that way, my dad did get one. I said, that's what I said. I know what that feels like. And I felt it when he said it that time. I felt it in my head. And the psychic warfare training teacher, Tim Tony Stark Refat, he said that's called your supplementary motor function. When you promise something or you bind something to a word, I'm going to drop this, and you do it, you get a positive charge. But when you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you get a -3 charge. And probably worse. So just be advised. Supplementary motor function is always something you want to function or have function. I'm not going to try to edit any of this. I'm going to put it up there. I'm going to thank the Spirit of the Lord for being in my life today and allowing me to live, allowing us to have dinner already that I was able to buy, and then play weird negotiation with how it came. It's very nice. I became aware because there was area where when I was having a difficulty buying the pizza because my dad wanted very specific pizza. He wanted it with he wanted the hamburger pizza with black olives and some jalapenos. I said, I think I can get that. I said, I think we could have pepperoni on it. He's like, no, that's not a hamburger pizza. I was like, shut the fuck up, Dad. Pepperoni's not going to ruin the pizza. It might make it better, and I want some. Get half and half. I was like, don't make me get the half and half. And we argued about it, and we whatever, and it was weird. But I started to do meditating. I started to do thinking. I started to imagine purchases and economies and weird shit going on that was way too much I didn't want to deal with, until I finally could come up with a simple order, and I did it. I even had to downgrade my order by one pizza and plus it up one cheesy bread. Now that's all I have. I'm full though. I'm not trying to eat anymore. But I prayed for it, and it was a weird prayer that my words stuttered into what did I say it? Prayment? I called the payment a prayment because sometimes a magnetic strip purchase is a little more than gold, and sometimes it's a lot more.